Jai Hind everyone. Myself is Anuj Kumar, Assistant Professor in CSC Department in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today, we have to be discuss a topic in data structure, that is the linked list. So we have to be discussed here about the linked list and type of the linked list and how we can be use the linked list, or how we can be declare a linked list. So basically, what is a linked list? So we can see that a linked list is a series of structure. Series of structure means it is a collection of the nodes. When we have to be define a linked list, we can say that this is our first node, this is our second node, this is our third node, and so on. Or we can say that it is a collection of the nodes, or we can say that it is a structure of the nodes. So they are not required to store the adjacent memory allocation. Means when we have to be talk about the linked list, so then we have to be stored the linked list. So there are the two ways. One, we use the static memory. Second one, we use the dynamic memory. So when we are use the linked list, we use the dynamic memory. So each node, when we talking about this node, so each node is divided into two parts. First part contain the data parts. What we have to be right here, this is the data part, or we can say that this is a info part. We can be say anything. That is the data part, or it is the info part. The second part is contain the address of the next node. The second part contain the address of the next node. So we can be define is it is the next part, or address part, or we can be defined as the link part. So basically, a node is divided into the two parts. First part contain the data part or info part, means we have to be stored the value in the data part or in the info part. The second part contain the address of the next node. So we can be defined this part is known as the next part, this is the link part, or this is the address of the next port. Okay. So this is just like as a collection of the nodes. Here we can be define an example just like a train. A train consists of the coaches. So I can define this is first node, this is the second node, this is the third node, where each node is connected to the each other. So just it is an example ki train is just like a collection of the nodes or a collection of the coaches which are to be connected to the each other. Okay, so basically here when we have to be declare a node, a linked list means this is the first node, this is the second node, this is the third node. Here each node is divided into the two parts. First part is known as the info, where we have to be stored the value. Second part is known as the link part, or we can say that this is the address part, which contain the address of the next node. Suppose the address of this node is 100, address of this node is 200, address of this node is 300. So firstly, when we have to be create a list, create a linked list, it is a collection of the nodes. Means this link part of first node, it contain the address of the next node, means it will be contain the value 200. In the next part, when we have to be insert in the info value, we have to be stored value that is B, and next part that contain the address mean it contain the value of 300. In the next part, this is the again info part. In info, we have to be stored the value, and the next part, it is not be contain the address of the next node. So we have to be declare it as a null value, means this is the end of the list. Okay, now we have to be define from where we have to be start the list. So we have to be start the list this from this node. So we have to be represent a header. Header contain the address of the first node, means it will be contain the value of 100. It means we have to be defined from where we have to be start the list. So similar in this example, when we have to be connect all the coaches to one another, it is a collection, and where is the first node where the train engine will be start. So just like an example, ki engine will be behave like a header node, from where train will be the start, and at the end of the list where we have to be find out the cross, this is the end of the list. So that we can be defined a train is just like an example of the linked list where each coaches are connected to the each other, and from where the train is start means train engine will be indicate the first node, or we can say that it contain the address of the first node. The second node contain the address of the third node contain the address of the next node. At the last, we have to be defined the null value means this is the end of the list. Okay. So again, in this definition, a linked list is a data structure which allow to store the data dynamically. Means now we have using the pointers. Note, we have to be store the data in a static memory. We have to be store the data in the dynamically, and that manage the why we use the store data dynamically, because we can manage the data efficiently. Next one, a linked list data structure which can be changed during the execution, means we have to be change the value during the execution. When we are using the linked list, how it will be changed? Because we have to be find out or execute it or compile at the runtime. All elements are connected by the pointers, means we have to be declare pointers. The last element points to the null value. जो हमने अभी किया कि last element point to the null value. We can be increase or decrease the size of this list, so we can grow or shrink the size during the execution of the program. It can made the adjust long as required. When we have to be required, suppose 100 nodes, we have to be create the 100 nodes. If we have to be required the 2 nodes, so we can be execute with the 2 nodes. It will be, we can be change the size during the execution. That's why we are use the data stored in a dynamically. And we have to be use the proper memory utilization. We have to be shown in the next slide how we can be in the linked list, we can does not use waste the memory space. So typically a linked list in a simplest form just look like in the following figures. Now suppose we have to be defined, suppose we have to be stored some values, and firstly we have using the array. So first element will be stored at the first position, that is 0, next element will be stored at the 1, next element will be stored at the next, then next, then next, means we have to be use the consecutive memory allocation. We have to be store the element in a sequence. First element, if it has be at 0, so next one is the 1, then next 2, then next 3. But in the linked list, when we have to be stored these values, so from where we have to be start, we have to be indicate a header nodes or mean head which contain the address of the first node. Okay, so it will be stored from here. Then what is the next element? So address, suppose this address is 100, this address is 150, this address is 250, suppose 350 and 450. So when we have to be indicate the header, means that is the first node. So head value is the 100. Next, what is the next element of the 20? We can be say what is the value stored in the link part. So in the link part, it will be stored the 150. So means it will be indicate the 33. Next, it will be what is the value? The address of the next node 250. So it will be indicate the next node. Then what is the 350? So it will be indicate the 350. Sorry, in this here, it will be indicate this. So this value is the 450. So now we have not to be stored the value at the 350. We have to be stored value at the 450. In the 450, it will be stored value 350. So it will be goes through 350, and that is the last node, means we have to be declare the null value. So we can be stored the values as a dynamically, not with a continuously memory allocations. So this is the difference between when we are using the array or when we are using the linked list. So we can when we have to be stored the static memory or we have used the dynamic memory allocations. Now, suppose we are taking an example. These are the some memory address 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, and a node is consist of the two parts. So first is the info part, second one is the next part, and we have to be stored some values from here. Okay, suppose now I have to be print some values. So we have to be, how many nodes we have to be required? This is 1, this is 2, 3, 4 and 5th. So basically I can be represent this through a diagram. So we have to be consider the 5th 5 nodes. Clear? And here suppose in this list we have to be defined ki our list is start from this, means we have to be indicate here it is a head. And what value head will be indicate? That is the 1006. So from where it means that ki our linked list is start from that node which contain head is contain the address. So our first address is that is the 1006. So its address is 1006. What is the info value? Info means it will be stored I. So what value will be stored here? That is the I. Now what is the लिंक पार्ट? जो इसका लिंक पार्ट है वो किसको कंटेन करके चलता है? एड्रेस ऑफ द नेक्स्ट नोड. और व्हाट इज द एड्रेस ऑफ द नेक्स्ट नोड? मींस 1010. तो इन दिस पार्ट व्हाट इट विल बी स्टोर्ड 1010 मींस एड्रेस ऑफ द नेक्स्ट नोड. तो नेक्स्ट नोड का एड्रेस कितना है? दैट इज द 1010. व्हाट वैल्यू इज 1010? दैट इज दिस, that is n. So again in this info part value is stored n, and what is the next part? N is next part, that is the 1008. So in this link part what value will be stored? That is 1008. means कि it indicate the next node, और next node का एड्रेस मेरा कितना होगा? 1008. तो जब ये 1008 के पास गया तो 1008 पे what we have to be find? That is D. Okay, next what is the address of the link part? That contain 1003. So we have to be basically stored here 1003 which contain the address of the next node, means next node का address कितना होगा? 1003. Now we have to be stored info value of the 1003. So what is 1003? This one again it will be the I. And what is the address? It address is the 1005, means in this part link part value is 1005 that contain the address of the next node, and that value is the 1005. Now when we have to be move 1005, info value is A. So we have to be put value info is A. Now what is the next part? In this next part means we have to be define null, or we have to be define 0, means this is the end of the list. In this part we have to be define the value null. So this is our linked list which will be start from the address 1006, then 1010, then 1008, then 1003, then 1005. So means every node can be, we can be stored at J dynamically, not to be in a sequence. And this is the what node it will be indicate? It will be indicate a head, and head will be contain the address of the first node, means 106. So our list will be start from where? From where? That is the head. From where we, which node can be indicate to the head, and end at the last in the link part when we have to be contain the address part is the null. So this is the memory representation, and through the memory representation we have to be create a linked list with the help of the nodes. Again we have to be taking one example. Suppose this is the address stored here, this is the info value, and this is the link part. Okay, from where our list is start? From where? That will be start from this, that is the 203. So our list will be start from the 203, means our first node is, that is 203. It is divided into the two part, first part and the link part, or we can say that this is the, what is this? This is the data part, or this is the info part. Okay, what is the value stored in this info? That is the this. So we can be define here, this value is this. So basically how many nodes we required? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we have to be define here. I can be create here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So in this here, what we have to be stored, that is this. And what is the address? Address is the 100, means in this part it will be indicate the address which can be stored to the next node 100. So in this 100, when it will be goes 100, so what is the value? Is. So here it will be stored is. And what is the address? 204. In this link part, we have to be stored 204, which indicate that is the next node, means next node address is 204. So we have to be moved to 204. Info value is another. So we have to be stored. Another is here. What is the link part? In the link part or address part, that value is stored, that is the 101, means it will be indicate the next node whose address is 101. Again, it will be divided into two parts. Then we have to be move 101 info part value is example. So here we have to be stored example. In the link part, it will be the 350, means it will be stored 350, which indicate, next node. Again, it is the info part or this is the link part. In the 350, that is info value is off. So we have to be stored here, that is off. In the link part, that is the 306. So that next node is the 306. In this 306, in info value, what value is the? That is linked list. What is the address? That is 205. So here it will be stored 205, means next node address is 205. So in the 205, what value is the info part? That is the list. So we have to be stored here list. And what is the value of the address? 0, means that is the end of the list. So this is the memory representation of a linked list, and we have to be in an example with the help of the nodes, we have to be define the memory representation of the linked list. So from where it will be start from? It will be start from this node head, which contain the address of, that is 203. So what is the main purpose why we have to be stored here? Because now if I want to the value of this, what I want to print, this is another example of linked list. We have to be print. So how we can be print? So from where we have to be start? We have to be start from the first node. And who indicate the first node? To indicate that is the head. So we are taking a pointer variable, that is PTR, और PTR के अंदर हमने क्या डाल दिया? That is head. Because firstly we have to be print the this. कब तक प्रिंट करते जाना है? जब तक कि अब यह फाइंड आउट क्या किया, इस नोड के हमने डिफाइन किया हेड, और मेरा हेड भी कहाँ पे मूव कर रहा है कि हेड भी इंडिकेट किसको कर रहा है? फर्स्ट नोड को. और अनदर वेरिएबल वी हैव टू बी अज्यूम, दैट इज PTR. PTR इंडिकेट किसको कर रहा है? दैट इज द फर्स्ट नोड. ओके, तो नाउ कब तक मुझे वैल्यू प्रिंट करना है? वी हैव टू बी प्रिंट दिस इज अनदर एग्जांपल ऑफ लिंक लिस्ट. कहाँ पे आके रुकना है? लिस्ट पर. मीन्स वी हैव टू बी मूव द PTR. फ्रॉम वेयर वी हैव टू बी मूव PTR? फ्रॉम फर्स्ट नोड टू द लास्ट नोड. मीन्स जब तक कि PTR का, इसको डिफाइन करने का है कि PTR का लिंक पार्ट इज नॉट इक्वल टू नल, जब तक मुझे क्या करना है? मूव करना है. सपोज हियर when we have to initialize head equal to PTR, means PTR indicate the first node. Then what do we have to be print the value. This node name is PTR and this is the info part. So value is stored at PTR के info part पे. तो what we have to be print? We have to be print the value PTR का info part. So here we have to be printf. Suppose it is a string type, so we have to be defined as, and what value we have to be print? PTR ka input. So what is the print? Is this. Now what we do? We have to be move the PTR into the next node, means we have to be increase the value of PTR. Now it will be moved to this. Until कब तक प्रिंट करना है? जब तक कि उस PTR के लिंक पार्ट में हमको क्या ना मिले? PTR का लिंक पार्ट is not equal to null. Again PTR is here, it will be checked. PTR का link part is null. No, condition is for true. So it will be moved. Then what will be print? This is. Now again we have to be move the PTR. Again it will be checked. Its link part is not equal to null. Conditions true. It will be go inside this printf PTR ka info. That is the another. Then move PTR. Then move PTR. So what we have to be print? This is the another example of linked list. Same here, we have to be defined. When we have to be define this, from where we have to be start PTR, we have considered a pointer variable, that is PTR, and what values indicate, क्योंकि PTR indicate the first node को कौन indicate कर रहा है, head, तो we have to be put the value of the PTR. तो my PTR is here. Again कब तक repeat करें? While PTR link part is not equal to null. If this condition is true, it will be check here. It has a value. Condition is true. Go inside. So what we do? Printf. Percentile. Suppose character type is what we have to be print. PTR ka info part. And what we do? We move PTR ka PTR equal to PTR का next. Okay, so what is head की value किसको दिया? PTR. PTR indicate the first node. It will be check into while PTR is not link equal to null. Condition is true. इधर गया PTR का info. तो what we have to be print? That is I. Now PTR equal to PTR का next means we have to be increase the value of PTR. Now PTR is here. Again it will be check PTR link is not equal to done. Condition true. What it will be print? That is N. Again PTR equal to PTR का next. तो कब तक करता जाएगा? जब तक कि लास्ट वैल्यू में क्या ना मिले? null. There again it will be print D. Again it will be print I. Again it will be print. So what is the output is this. So through this example, we can be print the value of each node. So what we have to be print? Value. Where the value is stored? Value is stored at the info part, or we say that this is, sometimes we have to be declared it is the data part, or we can be say that it is the info part. So we can be here print the value of the each nodes. Okay. So now we have to be see what is the basic difference between the array and the linked list. So number one, in array is a collection of the similar data type. Here linked list is a ordered collection of elements of the same type in which elements can be connected to the next node with the help of the pointers. Second one, array element can be accessed randomly using the array index. हम किसके थ्रू एक्सेस कर सकते हैं? By the indexing 0, 0, 1, 2 and so on. But here in the linked list, random access is not be possible in the linked list because we have to be stored the data as a dynamically. It is not necessary कि when first element is stored at 0, so next element will be stored at the first. Maybe we have to be stored next element at the 2. So randomly it not be possible in the linked list. So we have to be, how we can be accessed? All the elements have to be accessed sequentially. And the array we have to be used at the randomly. In the next point, the data element are stored continuous memory allocation. While here when we have to be stored, they are stored by their references. When we have to be stored the new element, so new element के लिए firstly we have to be create a node. Then we have to be stored the value in the info part, or means we have new node is insert or in a linked list, so we have using the pointers. Next one, in the memory allocation, when we are using the array, it will be check at the compile time. But when we are using the dynamically, it will be check at the run times. We can be sync, or we can say that increase or decrease the size of at the runtime. Next, the size of the array must be specified at the time of the array, means declaration and the initial. The size of the linked list grow or shrink when a new element can be inserted or the deleted. So these are the some basic difference between the array and the linked list. Okay, in the next lecture we have to be check the types of the linked list and how we can be insert a delete a node in the linked list with the help of the C functions. Okay.